In this video, I'm going to go through 5 proven steps that you can follow to build a $1 million personal brand. And no fancy drawings, I'm literally just going to get straight to it. And if you're wondering who I've done this for, I've helped Neural Knowledge, Gavin Speaks, Black Bezos, all build personal brands that can generate them hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year. So without a further ado, let's get into it. I was actually trying to make an acronym for this one, but yo, it's my birthday tomorrow, so not the time that you guys are watching this, but it's on the 4th of September. So if you want to say happy birthday in the comments of this one, like, go for it. But the first thing that you need to do when building a $1 million personal brand is make sure that you're setting the foundations right. So the first thing that you need to do is understand branding. And a lot of people get this definition wrong, and I've researched it 1,000 times and heard 1,000 definitions from everybody. And the best one I've heard is branding is just the pairing of things. And good branding is a good pairing of things, or consistent pairing of things. And that's where a lot of people just go wrong from that simple definition. I know a lot of people, they're building a personal brand and they're like, I want to be known for this, that, and everything. I want to be known just for me. But you can, but at the same time, you need to be known for that one thing. The creator that you watch, or your favorite creator that you probably know a lot of things about, you still know them for this one thing. Like, I never used to watch Peter McKinnon, but I know he's a camera guy. He's known for camera and tech. Chevron, known for camera and like tech, but then he does lifestyle. He does, the crazy lifestyle with Maybachs and designer stuff and travels and all sorts. Who else is there? There's Neural Knowledge. He's known for desired reality, or reality creation, or manifestation. Alex Hormozi, he's known for business, but he's still dropped other things like his routines, self-development stuff. All these things, they're still dropped within branding, but he's known for business. And if you guys want to build a $1 million personal brand, you need to be known for something. And if you don't stand for something, you stand for nothing. So that's literally number one, branding. Good and consistent pairing of things. But you need to be careful what you're pairing yourself with. Like, I know a lot of people like to go on podcast runs, but you need to be careful of whose podcast you're going on and who you're collaborating with, because you can also collaborate with bad or dodgy people. And a great example of branding is, a lot of people in the UK probably know Charlie Sloth. He ran Fire in the Booth for ages. And I remember watching an interview, and he invested into AU Vodka, which is obviously a drink, a vodka brand. If you're a drinker, you probably already know. And there was like a gold, terrible example. But there was a gold bottle, right? And he said that he wanted to basically blow up the brand. It was marketing, and how was he going to do that? Yeah, you could pay influencers, and you can do this and you can do that. But the best way to go about it, he paid celebrities and influencers that are winners. They are winning. So anytime that they were celebrating something or they achieved something, you always saw that celebrity or a celebrity with the gold AU vodka in their hand. And that made us associate AU vodka with winning. And obviously this is just a proper brand example, but it's these almost unconscious or unknown associations that we don't typically say, oh yeah, that guy is, we don't say it out loud. We just take it in subconsciously, like he's celebrating as a winner, that AU vodka, oh, it's gold. Like, even gold symbolizes a trophy. And that's another reason they made it gold. So all these things, they play a part when it comes to branding, which is why I always say to people, like, the things that you think don't matter actually matters. But the things that you overthink and you try to get rid of can also make you unique and make you stand out online when it comes to personal branding. So you need to know what to get rid of and what to keep in that makes you you, but not makes your brand distracting from the main thing that you're associated with. With that being said, there's a few things. Where's my wiper? There's a few things that you need to do when it comes to branding, and that's define what your brand is. If you don't define it, other people will define it for you. And there's a few things you can do, or ask yourself, or answer. What does your desired outcome look like? What do you wanna be known for? What do you need to do/learn? If you answer these questions, you'll pretty much know what your brand is. Like, what does your desired outcome look like? What do you want people to, if they watch a bunch of your videos, what do you want them to be able to do? If you watch a bunch of my videos, I want you to be able to build a personal brand that can make you flipping money or generate you more leads. What do I want to be known for? I want to be known for personal branding, tech, something along those lines. And I'll talk about this a bit later. Those things kind of intertwine and combine. And then, I know this is pretty close. What do you need to do or learn? So what do I need to do, or what do you need to do to make the other two true? Do I need to post more videos? Do I need to make it more simple in my videos so more people understand? Do I need to dive deeper in? Do I make deeper videos and then simplistic videos? Do I need to learn more about my subject at hand? Do I need to learn more about the audience I'm speaking to so that they understand the subject that I'm teaching or trying to teach? Just little stuff like that. And what you'll find is, like, if you're an expert at what you do, this is going to be super easy to fill out. If you're new to the game, or not true to the game, you're going to have some work to do. And you're probably going to have a lot of learning to do, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. But we can move on to point number 2. I think that's pretty much, I can't say everything with branding, the most important things, right? It's funny that I just use bare black. God damn, this ain't even. I ain't trying to make the board too wet. Anyway. The second thing when it comes to building a $1 million personal brand, it is, let me actually switch colors because I used black the whole time then. The second thing when it comes to building a $1 million personal brand is telling your story and stories. Now, your story kind of digs into branding. So if you want to make your brand unique, you need to tell your brand story. And if it's a personal brand, it's your story. If it's a brand, it's the brand story, right? And if you tell that story, there's going to be things that you struggled with. There's going to be things that you struggled with that are unique to you. There's going to be pivotal points in your story that are unique to you that you can dive into. And with like your overall story, there's going to be stories within the story. And those are the things that you need to be comfortable sharing to get your point across, to let people relate with you, connect with you, and just build human connection. For example, like it doesn't always have to be your story, but stories in general are awesome. If you have a moment that you struggled with and you want to get a point across that you worked hard, The last thing you want to do is come online and tell niggas, you gotta work hard to get to where I am. You know what I'm trying to say? You gotta work hard. Like anyone can tell you that. Nigga, ChatGPT can tell you that nowadays. Like, what do I need to do? You need to put in hard work. But it's the story that really embeds it into our brain that makes us want to take action on things. For example, I remember when I first started and I had my first client and I was doing their social media. Funnily enough, it was Black Bezos. I was going to the office 8 p.m., 9 p.m. and leaving at 2, 3 a.m. And of course, it's not long hours, but it's not casual working hours. Those are times where I'm meant to be sleeping. And funnily enough, the next morning I was actually, I still had a job. I was working at Argos. So I'd either start at, I wouldn't start that early. I'd start at probably 10, right? So I'll be back at 3. I'd have to set things up on my laptop. I'll go to bed at 5 and I'll wake up, have a few hours of sleep and go to work. Now, of course, we weren't recording every single day, but when that did happen, it was just exhausting for me. That's an example of telling a story where I worked hard. And don't let people confuse you online with this whole storytelling saga. Yes, there's ways to tell stories, but the main thing that you need to understand is you started here, something happened, that caused you to change, what changed, and now this happened. It's literally that simple. And I'll probably make a separate video on storytelling just to go more in depth into that, because I did learn the brand story framework from, I forgot the author. Something Miller. I want to say Donald Miller, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, you telling your story makes your brand unique. You're going to have things that you struggled with, things that you achieved, that no one else has achieved the exact same thing, or no one else achieved it in the exact same way. Like, everyone loves Alex Hormozi, but he's told his story hundreds of times. He's told that how he slept on the gym floor. And these stories are stories that make you think, yeah, like, he really went through it. Like, he knows his stuff. He slept on the gym floor. He told stories about his parents and how they didn't really support him and he should have just got a normal job. He told stories of when his business partner robbed him. It's like, I already know who he is. And the thing with Nero, he does the same thing. He told stories about how the weight dropped on his head, how his mom basically, they grew up poor, single mom with his auntie also supporting him. Literally, like, once you know the person that has a personal brand, you literally know them. You know their stories, and those are the things that make you relate and connect with someone. So if you take anything from point 2, tell your story to make your brand unique. And now that you understand branding, you can actually make the foundations of your brand solid. Once you've told your story, tell stories throughout your content. If it's YouTube, you can tell it within the content. The whole video doesn't need to be a story. If it's short form, you got less time, so your whole video probably needs to be a story with a point of the story at the end. But yeah. I think that's it. Let's move on to point number 3. I really got nothing planned for my birthday. Well, I'll say that. I'm going away to a lodge and a spa. just reflect on the past year. I've been 24. I'm turning 25, guys. I'm getting old, bro. I'm getting old, unfortunately. Green. I don't think I've used green at all in any of the videos so far. In fact, I have. I used it in the intro. Number 3. Content pillars. Now we're moving into the realm of content, because really and truly, I came up with a formula and I was like, a personal brand equals content plus your brand times end result. And simply, What this might change, but what I mean by this currently is your personal brand is literally just made up of content, which is the videos that you're going to create, or the format that you'll create, or the medium that you're creating. Or might not be videos, it might be text, so or might be words. So it's either word or video. Then it's your brand, so it's everything that I covered in the first step. Like, what are you consistently pairing yourself with? What do you stand for? And then it's the end result. What does your content and brand? What does it stand for? What are you making videos about? And what is the end result of people watching your videos or consuming your content? And that end result leads to your personal brand, which is why Alex Hormozi is known for like 100 million sales, leads. I don't even know what the other one is. Sales, leads. I know you guys are probably screaming at me right now. I don't know. Marketing? No, that doesn't make sense. I completely forgot. It's a trilogy as well. He's made a trilogy about it. But his personal brand stands for that. And all his content stands for it. His brand stands for it. And the end result is you making $100 million in business, essentially. Anyway, content pillars. So typically you're going to have 2 to 3 content pillars. The issue here is, and I actually learned this the hard way. I always used to think, hey, you can start as broad as you want. You want to start niche. Not super niche, but you want to start pretty niche. For example, I'm talking about personal branding. I'm not the beginning. But at the beginning, I was only talking about tech. Then I expanded to content. Then I expanded to personal branding. But what you understand is that they're all interconnected, which is what your content pillars should always look like. Let's make these your pillars, right? Pillar 1, pillar 2, pillar 3. My pillars look like content, tech, self. I mean, you could say this pillar is personal branding. Well, in my eyes, it's pretty much the same thing. So you have 2 to 3 content pillars, and ideally they all interconnect. But you want to basically lay out what your content pillars are and then start with one. For example, if you are doing fitness, right, you might have 3 pillars that you want to do. And your first one is, let's say, muscle gain. Right? It's all about gaining muscle, whether it's on your arms, shoulders, legs, and this could include the sets that you need to do, the reps you need to do, the exercises you need to do, the volume that you need to do. Like all of these different things come under there, which is why I'm not saying super niche down, or else you'd be like muscle gain, upper body only. You know what I'm trying to say? And then your other things, and obviously the broader back bracket is just fitness. So we're not going to do fitness in another pillar. Another pillar would be possibly self-development, right? And then your third pillar could be anything else that relates to any of those 2. The last thing that you want to do is, if you don't have another pillar, the last thing that you want to do is have a pillar that just, it's outrageous, right? It's like you're saying, I'm a personal trainer, and you're doing all this content to get more coaching clients, and your pillars are fitness, muscle gain, self-development, and then your last pillar is rapping. Like, and you're trying to pursue a rap career, but also trying to get personal training clients or online coaching clients. It doesn't make sense. The only thing I would say that would make sense from this, and there's a guy on Instagram that you guys have probably seen that does this, he raps his content. So he raps about personal branding, and he has a beat and he literally raps about it. That doesn't make it a pillar, that just makes it a format of content, which I'm going to get onto literally next. So simply put, your content pillars should be 2, 3 things, and they should interlink. If you're just starting out, focus on one. If you're already there, focus on the 2 or the 3. It just allows you to have content to post for forever, literally. And I know I'm not a person to constantly just talk about branding, because that it will just get to my head. So you might see a few videos on branding, then you might see videos that are technically personal branding / content combined with tech, and then you might just see a self-development video literally by itself. Or you could see self-development and tech together. For example, how to be more productive using your iPad, or how to run your business solely from your iPad. Like tech and self-development, or tech and personal branding, it's beautiful for me, and it's things I'm interested in. So you guys can take it from there, man. And by the way, if you are a business owner that wants to 2 to 5x their business revenue within the next 6 to 12 weeks, there's going to be a link in the description to work with me. I've helped Nero Knowledge, I've helped Gavin Speaks both grow their channels, but more importantly, like 4x their business revenue in like 4 weeks. So, and that's just through YouTube, building an organic lead engine or lead machine through YouTube. So 0 ad spend, more leads, more clients, more committed clients too. Because these are clients that trust you and feel like they already know you. So they're willing to put in more effort because they know that you know what you're talking about. And they're more committed, which means you get more results. More results means more people joining your programs or more referrals. Or more people to brag about in your YouTube videos. I've got an orange in the drawer. But number 4. Let's go red. Content. Number 4 is content format. If you want $1 million personal brand, you need a format that you don't necessarily need to be known for it, but you need a format that's going to get you out there. And a format is simply, you could also call it the style of video. So there's a few formats that come to the top of my head. One that I'm doing right now, whiteboard. Then you have talking head videos. Talking head videos. And obviously this is where you just sit down and you talk to the camera. The other ones, you could say they're like Miro board videos where you're screen recording your laptop and you're talking, or you can just call them screen recorded. Or you could say iPad videos. People either have a top-down view of their iPad or a piece of paper, or their iPad's connected to their laptop and you can see the iPad on the screen next to their face. Literally. And the thing with all of these aren't all the formats, by the way, these are just the ones that come to my head. The thing with these formats, there's variations, right? So you might start the video sitting down and talking to the camera, talking head, but then you might go to the whiteboard to explain a point, or you might need to draw, so you go to the whiteboard to explain a point. You might do half your video with the screen recording, you might do the rest on a whiteboard, you might do the rest with a talking head video. You might do talking head videos that are not edited, and then you might have talking head videos that are edited. Highly edited or not highly edited, it literally doesn't matter. You might have a specific style when it comes to talking head videos. Like you might, let's say, I know creators on platforms where they have their text up here as a heading, and they're literally doing talking head videos. And then for YouTube, I don't usually use my hands to wipe it off. For YouTube, it literally could be the same. And then obviously the next frame, as I said, that person has switched to a whiteboard. Yeah, man, my drawings are cold. But literally, the thing with the content format is a lot of people find a format that they just see their favorite creators use and they run with it. They just see that format and they think, yep, that's the one. And then they only do that format. The issue is you need to experiment and do different styles. So whether you've only done edited videos, try a video where you don't edit as much. If you've only done talking head videos that are edited, try videos where you are on a whiteboard. Try videos where you're using a Miro board, if you even use that. If it's screen recorded, like I've seen a guy that literally it's him on one side and his Word doc or Notion doc on the other side, and it's literally going through the Notion doc. You could do an iPad. Literally do one that feels natural to you first. Experiment with it a few times, do it a few times, see the results, change, do it again and see the results. And this is something that this is something that Paddy Galloway always says. You always want to, like, the big creators always have, like, I think he said 1 to 3 content or formats. And when I say there's variations to formats, like, I'm sure his version of formats literally means the way the video is positioned or angled. How do I explain this? So on YouTube, you can have a question title. That's a format in of itself. Then you could have a big promise title. Completely different format. And you might even the way you go about doing the whole video could be completely different. So with that being said, let's move on to the last point if you want to build $1 million personal brand. And I don't want you to overlook any parts of these. Like, this is serious stuff, man. And a lot of people might be like, nah, this is simple. Like, there must be more to it. And that's where all of you go wrong. You think that things are meant to be complicated and you make it complicated for yourself and then get nowhere. Do the simple shit first, gang. Do the simple shit first. Do the simple shit first, man. And the last one. What the fuck? Yo, that was crazy. The last one is find team members. Now, I'm not saying that like if you're starting up your personal brand and you got 0 followers and everything, you need to get yourself an editor, a consultant, a research person, everything. If you're just starting out, you're gonna have to do it yourself. The issue is people want to grow and scale, but then they don't want to hire the positions that you need. The thing is, when you are growing, just hire the positions as and when you need them. For example, if you got to the point where you are now fulfilling so many clients that you don't really have the time to be editing your own videos, guess what? Hire an editor. And don't cheap out on an editor as well. Hire one that you're not gonna have to train, you know? One that you can just show a Loom recording to with your style and give them their creative freedom, because their creative freedom is gonna allow for you to innovate your own content and literally let them take it from there. Once you even get further, or maybe you have time for the editing process because you like it, you just suck with ideas. Hire someone that's going to research and plan ideas. The only thing I don't agree with hiring, especially if you're an expert, I do not agree with hiring a I don't agree with hiring script writing or a script writer. And that is because if you're the expert, how on earth is someone else going to script the video better than you are? How is someone going to put the value that you would have put in that video better than you would? Unless, I call it script revision. Unless you give them everything that they need inside of the video and then they go away and just use that and script the video. The issue is the video still wouldn't sound like you. Imagine me, I'm a 24 black man from Birmingham, UK. Let's say you're in the US, let's say you're in London, let's say you're whatever. You could be a different demographic, a different skin complexion, different country, background. I'm going to script that video different. I'm going to say things that are completely different to how you would say them, which means when you get the script and you're reading the script, you're going to be like, what? you might jumble your words because it just doesn't sound like you. So the script writing stuff is just BS. Also, if you get like real busy, hire someone to post, or get your editor to post or upload the videos. And then eventually, before you know it, you'll literally have a whole team. And you can either do this the agency route that just basically gets all the team members together for you, or you can just hire them individually one by one. The issue is if you hire them individually one by one, you're going to have to find new ones if they want to leave or you don't think they're good enough, which for a lot of people may be time consuming. With that being said, that's literally everything that you need to build a $1 million personal brand. And if you're still watching to this point, you know I got love for you. So click the next video. That's going to be somewhere on the screen. It might even be in front of my face. Wherever it is, I'll catch you guys on the next one.